Yes, it's true. Netflix has officially confirmed that the Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul fight is canceled. If you'd cleared your whole November 15th just to see these two go at it, feel free to pick up those important plans again, because sadly, the fight isn't happening. Have a look at this article published yesterday. Now, the official word is some vague technical issues with the streaming setup. But come on, we all know there's way more to it. And if you're wondering who's really behind this mess, look no further than Jake Paul himself. That's right, nobody's telling you the real story here, but I've got the insider scoop. So before Netflix has a chance to make this vanish, stick around. I'm spilling every detail they don't want you to know. So, after months of anticipation, hype, and countless promises, they've gone and pushed the Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul fight back again. This was supposed to be the ultimate showdown on November 15th. Tickets were sold, flights booked, watch parties planned, and now, fans are left with nothing but frustration and maybe a calendar free for the next few months. They're saying this thing could be delayed till late December or even next year.
Jake Paul's dead. He's dead. He's not gonna make it. Shut the up. I don't give a dude. Look at this. He's fighting a professional.
And Netflix's weak technical reasons excuse is hardly soothing anyone's rage. Let's face it, this was supposed to be the boxing event of 2024, especially after Tyson's health issues pushed the original July date back to November. But here we go again with another disappointing postponement. And you can't even believe how far Netflix went in its promotions and marketing. They rolled out a $2 million MVP owner's experience package that made regular VIP tickets look like cheap seats. This wasn't just about a fancy spot in the crowd, it was a chance to be part of Tyson and Paul's world, behind the scenes, up close and personal.
As soon as I catch this guy, because he's going to be running around, but as soon as I catch this guy, it's going to be totally over.
Jake, is your plan to run?
Oh, he's gonna run like a thief. He's gonna run.
Nah, we can meet in the middle.
Oh, that's what I want.
Let's meet in the middle.
I love you.
And buck it out. Let's go. We'll see.
A few lucky fans would get to live out a boxing fantasy with interactions, backstage access, and the kind of luxury experience only a few could even dream of. This was Netflix going all in, blending Hollywood spectacle with the raw live energy of a fight night. Everyone was talking about it, calling it the future of sports entertainment, a fresh take that could finally open boxing to a new generation who might never shell out for a traditional fight.
He may have been in the ring with people with the same intention, but the actuality, no. Be in good shape because your health depends on it.
Hey, you're the one that wanted 8 2-minute rounds. You want to make it 10 threes? Don't talk to me about shape. Don't talk to me about shape.
Stay in shape, be all right.
You want 10 threes?
Okay.
You want 10 threes?
Let's go, be careful.
But with all that hype came expectations, and Netflix built this event up as something fans could truly rely on. People planned their lives around it, marked their calendars, set up watch parties, and some even signed up for Netflix just to catch the fight. This wasn't just any match, it was the event boxing hadn't seen in years, and fans were ready. And now, with this sudden delay, that trust is crumbling. Netflix might not be a sports giant like ESPN, but they promise something huge, and this letdown feels more like a broken promise than a simple rescheduling. People are frustrated and left wondering if Netflix bit off more than it could chew. And who's at the center of this chaos? None other than Jake Paul. Now, Jake's journey to the ring has been its own circus. Back in March, Jake challenged Tyson in a move that shook up both the boxing and entertainment worlds. The idea of this iconic legend going head-to-head with the brash YouTube star-turned-boxer was like something out of a wild Hollywood script, and fans couldn't get enough.
To a fight against Jake Paul.
Well, it was a no-brainer. It was just, he was the new up-and-coming guy in the scene, and I like shaking the sports world to its core, and I'm doing it now. It's just something I want to do.
Tyson's fans saw it as a chance to watch their hero in action again, while Jake's fans were psyched to see him take on a real legend. But here's where it gets messy. Jake's unpredictable nature started to rear its head as the months rolled by. Originally set for July, the fight was pushed to November thanks to disputes, delays, and personal issues on Jake's end. And now, we're back at square one with another postponement. Jake's reputation for drama and unpredictability is no secret. His brand practically feeds off his habit of stirring up chaos, calling people out, and keeping everyone talking. But for boxing purists, this is exhausting. Every delay just adds to the feeling that Jake's not taking any of this seriously. It's ironic because this fight could have been a career-defining moment, a chance for him to prove he's more than just a media personality.
There's a part of me that looks at that and goes, Mike, you can't turn that down. We need to know, Mike, that you believe in Mike. We need to know that you're out there to beat this man, to damage this man, to stop this man, like old, ferocious Mike Tyson would do. We've got to know it's not a cash grab.
Instead, every reschedule, every last-minute drama makes it seem like he's just using the sport as a stage for his own theatrics. Now, if you're wondering what's really causing all this chaos, here's the juicy part. Jake Paul, our ever-dramatic social media king, is reportedly throwing a fit over his paycheck. Yep, the real brawl isn't in the ring. It's happening behind closed doors, with Jake and his business partner Nakisa Badarian at each other's throats over money. Apparently, Jake isn't happy with the payout terms and is making some serious noise about it. And really, should we be surprised? Jake practically built his brand on stirring up drama, with fans constantly split between loving the guy's audacity and wishing he'd just stop.
Thunderous power. He was never like a real fast guy like Ali or any of those other guys. He was just thunderous, ridiculous power. George was just terrifying.
But here's the kicker. Netflix isn't exactly giving out the details, but our insider sources revealed Jake's so upset over his cut that he's actually considering walking away entirely. Can you believe it? Tyson's out here, a boxing legend in his late 50s, putting in every ounce of effort to stay in peak form, while Jake's off causing a scene over cash. Hardcore fans are fuming, feeling like Jake's toying with the event they've been hyped for all year. And honestly, with this latest stunt, even his most loyal supporters might be at their breaking point. This Tyson versus Jake Paul fight was supposed to be a game changer. Netflix's grand entrance into live sports, a historic clash between a living legend and a YouTube star, all set for November 15th. No pay-per-view nonsense, just a front row seat for any Netflix subscriber.
You think that Mike Tyson, I think, well, how old, 58? You think that Mike Tyson couldn't beat Tommy Fury's right now? You're wrong. You're absolutely wrong. And so,
no extra fees, no premium access tiers. Netflix was shaking up the boxing world by giving millions of fans a free pass to what could have been the most epic showdown of the year. Boxing's always been about exclusivity, the domain of those who can afford the pay-per-view prices. But this? Netflix was throwing open the doors for everyone, from casual viewers to die-hard boxing enthusiasts. For once, this wasn't just for the elite. It was an all-access event for the masses. And here's the real problem. It's not just Jake's reputation on the line. Tyson, at 57, has been training tirelessly, defying age and showing the world he's still a force to be reckoned with.
Of a certain vintage, should we say, should he be getting hit in the head by, admittedly, not a conventional boxer, but still a young, physically fit, athletic man?
Yeah, I mean, Mike Tyson knows how to defend himself, and he's boxing against a guy that not as good as boxer as he is, and Mike Tyson knows how to throw a good punch, he knows how to break you down, so I'm more concerned about the other guy than Mike Tyson.
For him, this fight was more than just a payday. It was a chance to prove that age is just a number. But Jake's back and forth has forced Tyson to endure months of intense training, only to be met with delay after delay. Tyson's fans are fed up, seeing Jake's antics as a sign of disrespect, not just for Tyson, but for the entire sport of boxing. And I would genuinely say Netflix really went all in with this fight, betting big that a Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul showdown would put them on the map in the world of live sports. But now, after delay upon delay, people are starting to wonder if Netflix's big leap was just a massive misfire. When this fight was first announced, it was a shockwave. Fans from all corners rushed to subscribe, making sure they'd be ready to catch this historic matchup. And everyone was more concerned about Jake Paul.
Throw a good punch, he knows how to break you down, so I'm more concerned about the other guy than Mike Tyson.
This wasn't just another movie night. This was supposed to be a landmark event, raw and live, a new frontier for Netflix. They wanted to prove they could bring real adrenaline-pumping sports action right into living rooms with just a subscription. But instead of making history, they're leaving fans with a bad case of buyer's remorse. Here's where things went off the rails: the delays, the vague excuses, the endless back and forth. Netflix has mastered the art of streaming shows, but live sports, that's an entirely different ballgame, one that's not as forgiving. And experts were so sure about the results already.
You said that you think Mike Tyson's gonna beat my ass.
Yeah, I do. I've seen how Tyson moves around. He moves like this. And I'm like, calm down.
He still got it.
He's not.
You think Mike Tyson's knocking him out?
Either way, I think Mike Tyson will beat you.
Damn, so we better enjoy our time with you while we got it, brother.
Hey, bro, it's been good, y'all.
fans are left questioning if Netflix is even ready for this space or if they bit off way more than they could chew. Sure, Netflix knows how to launch the next binge-worthy series, but sports fans aren't interested in cliffhangers. They want consistency, commitment, and a fight that actually happens when it's promised. And to make things even messier, Netflix banked heavily on Jake Paul's wild reputation to keep everyone hooked. But that gamble is backfiring big time. Fans are fed up with the drama and delays. This isn't YouTube, where a delay here or there is just shrugged off. This is boxing. People expect the schedule to be honored.
And I come back again, a guy who's 24, fighting a guy who's fucking 56. I'm like, it's a fucking joke. You think I'll pay and watch that?
We were at AT&T. Wasn't that 73,000 capacity?
Why am I going to pay to watch that? Only kids will pay to watch that. You know, and parents will give their kids money to go watch that. Great for them. But really and truly, I don't know, man. It's not for me. It's not my cup of tea.
Right now, the real question isn't even if Tyson and Paul will ever meet in the ring. It's whether Netflix can salvage its reputation. They set out to disrupt the pay-per-view model, but instead, they're disrupting fans' trust. And in the sports world, that's the one thing you don't mess with. Netflix's ambitions here weren't small. This was supposed to be their grand entrance into sports, a chance to show they could go head-to-head with the heavyweights of broadcasting. But with each delay, fans are losing faith. What started as a revolutionary idea, streaming a high-stakes fight at no extra cost, now just feels like a shaky experiment. Instead of establishing a loyal new sports audience, Netflix is alienating the exact fan base they hope to win over. They need to make a move, and fast, or they'll be remembered not for the fight, but for this endless fiasco.
You know, let the legend, and on top of that, Mike Tyson smoking weed every day. You know, I'm like, come on. Is this what boxing has come to now?
Yeah, apparently, yeah.
Yeah, this is what boxing's come to. So basically, everybody who's worked hard, like young fighters coming up now.
And let's not forget, the whole boxing world is watching this train wreck. This fight was supposed to be a turning point for the sport, a golden opportunity to bring in fresh viewers and maybe even revitalize boxing for a new generation. Promoters, athletes, fans. Everyone saw this as a huge deal. This wasn't just about Tyson and Paul. This was about taking boxing to the next level, breaking out of its niche and into the mainstream. But now, instead of a new era, the only thing people feel is disappointment. The hype, the months of buildup, the painstaking promotion, it's all fading away as fans and fighters alike are left waiting, with no clear end in sight. The real tragedy here is that boxing stood to benefit massively from this fight. Jake Paul, love him or hate him, has a fan base that could have brought new eyes to the sport. His young followers might not have been traditional boxing fans, but a match against a legend like Tyson could have turned them into lifelong fans. Just have a look what Ryan Garcia has to say.
I like Jake. That's it.
You think he's doing a good job?
Yes.
What do you think about the Tyson fight that he just announced?
That's awesome. Fuck yeah, dude. Try to fight Tyson. If he knocks you out, but at least you fought Tyson. That's cool.
At this point, I think Tyson's 58, right?
Well, that's not okay. You know, he's like 60 years old. But
how much of his power do you think he lost? Do you think it's still Mike Tyson?
I think like that's the last thing to go.
Instead, with every delay, every tantrum, Jake's making people doubt whether he's serious about this sport at all. What was supposed to be a bridge to a new audience now just feels like a publicity stunt. And that doesn't look good for boxing's future, especially if new fans start to feel like they're being strung along. Traditional boxing promoters, they're furious, and who can blame them? They've spent years building boxing's reputation, making sure that when the big fights are announced, they actually happen on time. Now they're watching as boxing risks being turned into a circus. Promoters are openly criticizing Jake and Netflix, saying all this drama is dragging boxing's image through the mud. They argue that if every headline fight is going to come with this kind of uncertainty, it won't take long before even die-hard fans start losing interest. These delays aren't just an inconvenience for Jake or Netflix, they're damaging the entire image of boxing. This fight was supposed to bridge the gap between traditional boxing fans and the next generation of streaming viewers. But now, it's making boxing look chaotic and unreliable.